Hey, good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Gaetan. Good morning, everyone.
Oh,
Hey, beautiful fans. Beautiful day out here in Phoenix.
it's gray. It's 32-degree Fahrenheit. It's gray for the past 7 days in Chicago. It will be gray for the next 3 or 4 days. Maybe some snow, but
Yeah, yeah.
nothing to be happy with.
Well, we've got a great show for you again today, as always. Today, we're going to be talking about will dogs rescue their owners in a stressful situation? I don't know if any of you have heard of Dr. Stanley Cohen, but he is a canine behaviorist similar to Clive Wynn that we had on the show a couple of
Hmm.
weeks ago. I shouldn't even say similar to that because Stanley Cohen has written a number of books about how to understand your dog, how to test your dog's IQ, etc. And he's done just a wonderful job through the years of helping people connect with their dogs. Actually, we kind of use him as a guideline for us.
Hmm.
So we're going to go over that, and then Gaetan has been in week 3 now with the puppies, huh?
Yes. And we can see the change from week to week. And it's very interesting. Some dogs behave in a remarkable manner. And when you show, I'll show you the video a little bit later. And it's remarkable. One dog was very impressive. He obeyed in such a way that you can imagine. And it's a third week of training for this dog, and we see the difference. That's remarkable to see the difference. And that shows the necessity to have your dog trained. Even the smallest, the basic training help you and the dog to be happy. So we'll look at that a little bit later, but talk to me a little bit more about is your dog will come and rescue you.
Okay, well, if you wanna if you wanna share, I put a link in the description, guys, so that you can read Dr. Cohen's article because this is going to be a little bit of a shock to everyone. Oh, good morning, Dale.
Yeah,
Morning.
good morning, Dale is here.
Okay, if you want to share the screen.
Yeah, I'll share the screen.
Okay.
Thank you, Dale. This is the screen.
Okay, and like I said, I put a link in the description so that you can see the show here. Now, he goes through the whole detail, and I like this part here that I do want to read to you. It says, it may well be a holdover from our childhood fantasies, but in our intimate thoughts, there is one canine personality characteristic that virtually every dog owner believes in. At some basic emotional level, we all believe that the one special defining aspect of dogs is their desire to help and protect us. And then embedded in our subconscious is a trust that our dogs will have the intelligence to recognize times when we need their help, and we will have the courage to place their own lives at risk to protect their beloved human family with any harm. Well, the truth is, going through this whole thing here and reading it, they did a test and they found that only 50% of the dogs were able to respond to helping an owner when they were distressed. They did two different types of scenarios and still only 50%. So now what they're saying is that if a dog is trained to understand what the distress is, then in fact they can help. But the bottom line is this, and I want to read the bottom line and then we'll go to a video. It says, one thing became clear, and the added psychological measures was that the dogs were in fact responding to their owner's emotional distress in the condition where they acted as if they were suffering, since they showed a marked increase in their heart rate. What does this data say about whether your dog will turn into Lassie and save you from a situation where you are in jeopardy? Apparently, it provides evidence that around half or a little bit more of all dogs will act in a heroic manner and try to free you from a stressful situation. And it's interesting to note that according to social psychologists averaging across many different testing conditions, the likelihood that another human being will try to rescue you if they notice that you are in trouble and distress is not much better than that. So,
Wow.
yeah. So I thought that was interesting because, we always think that dogs are going to be there to help us, and are humans there to help you? They might see it. It depends on the person. So in this
Hmm.
case, it depends on the dog.
Hmm.
And one thing I wanted to show you here then was this little thing here that will.
Facing danger. Would your dog
Okay.
from
You
friends?
want to play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the test in an outdoor setting.
Facing danger. Would your dog morph from friend to trusted protector?
We put pets to the test in an outdoor setting last spring, you'll remember, and afterward, many of you emailed us asking us to test dogs at home where they should feel most protective. Crime reporter Lori Fulbright has the results of this exclusive report. Lori?
Well, Scott and Terry, I have interviewed dozens of victims who were either broken into or attacked in their homes, and they say to me, I really thought my dog would protect me. Why didn't he? So we put them to the test.
Yeah, this is Brinks' baby.
Bonnie and her husband Kirk have 4 German Shepherds. They've had chemo since he was 6 weeks old, and he comes in the house all the time.
He's the one I think will be more aggressive. Yeah, this is Brinks.
Brinks, like the security system, they've had only a short time, but she just had puppies and is very protective of the couple's children.
So if you think your kids were inside and you and your kids were inside and she was inside and the intruder came in, do you think she would protect you guys?
I hope so. I want to hope so.
Anybody home? Hey, puppy. Hey, puppy.
Rogers County Deputy Kyle Baker walks into the home, checks out the TV, and seems to wander around at will, not so much as a bark out of Brinks.
I'm surprised they didn't do a little more.
Let's put Bonnie and her youngest inside and see if that brings out more of Brinks' protective instincts.
Just sit down. Everything will be okay.
Even though Brinks does go to the couch with Bonnie and her daughter, she doesn't bark or display aggressive behavior, and in fact, gets behind Bonnie when Kyle gets close. Both Bonnie and Kirk are surprised, but both think chemo will be the one. So we put him in with mom and baby to see what happens.
Just sit down. Everything will be okay. Is anybody else here?
No.
Again, the same result. And again, chemo doesn't show a protective side, even when Kyle approaches mother and child. And again, the couple is disappointed.
Yes, I would like to see the guy getting it. That's mean to say.
But it would make you
But
feel
I would have felt a lot better.
Next is Sally and her dogs, 18-month-old Samson, 8-year-old Pappy, 15-year-old Sadie, and 10-year-old Daphne.
I'm kind of interested to see what they will do. Will they protect the home? I don't have any firearms or anything like that. This is my protection. So let's see what it'll do.
Although they greet him with a chorus of barking, the dogs don't get aggressive, and they let Rogers County Deputy Quint Tucker move around freely.
Just gonna check out the TV, see how easy she is for me to carry out of here.
Then he does something that surprises all of us.
You guys wanna go potty? Who wants to go outside? Who wants to go outside?
Once they're in the backyard, they stop barking, and they seem content to leave a stranger in the house.
It's kind of disappointing.
But will it be different if Sally herself is threatened?
Hey, get in the chair! Get in the chair! Do not move, stay in the chair. Stay in the chair. Do not move.
Not only did the dogs not protect her, they hightailed it to another room.
I was a little bit disappointed because I thought at least I'd have a dog, near me, and they all just scattered.
To them, you're their caretaker. So if you're there, you should be the one that's taking care of them, not them taking care of you. They're just like a child of your family.
Our final test is Carisha, owner of Sandra, a 5-year-old Rottweiler, Eli, a 5-year-old Chocolate Lab, and Izzy, a 4-year-old Border Collie.
Now I'll actually know whether the dogs will protect me or if I'm on my own.
She is convinced they will bark like crazy. But when Kyle first enters, silence.
Hey, puppies. Hey, puppies.
But the more he moves around, the more they do bark, even growl, but they don't do anything to stop him.
When he first went in and they didn't bark at all, I was so disappointed.
But let's see what the dogs do when she is inside.
Sit back down.
They don't like him yelling, and the dogs refuse to let him get any closer to her. And what seems surprising is the lab is most certainly the most aggressive.
I did get a nip on the leg, like down there at the bottom, just barely.
Who?
It's the Chocolate Lab.
Carisha is most pleased to be considered a part of their pack and worthy of protection.
They wouldn't
let him near me and did not like it at all. So I'm so proud of them.
Some viewers have suggested stories like this only encourage criminals, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to inform our viewers so people won't have a false sense of security. The truth is, barking dogs are a great deterrent, and we can't test for every scenario. Maybe had the victims been yelling, giving orders to the dogs to attack, or exhibiting real fear, who knows what would have happened? The lesson here is this: you need to plan to protect yourself first, and if your dogs help, consider it an added bonus. Lori Fulbright, News on 6 tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. You know, wait, hang on here. Let me. There we go. Sorry. The funny thing about this is, see, I know that Charlie would protect me. Why? Because he's bitten people before. If somebody gets near to me, and I think some of my friends can comment on that because they know that he is so protective. I have absolutely no fear whatsoever that he would go after him. You know, there's a guy at the door, and you would think that he was going to be murdering me because his little body just jumps up and down, and he gets so excited over it. It's amazing. So anyway, that's it. So I thought that was a really good subject because most of us think that our dogs would be there to rescue us no matter what. And
Yes.
that's just not the case. It depends on the dog. So I don't have anything to add to it. If anybody does have something, please let us know. I thought it was a good story.
It's a very good story. And there's the myth of the dog will protect you at any cost. And the reality is, in 3 examples that you've shown, the dogs are hiding or fleeing away from the owner. And this is a misunderstanding. And the third case, I don't know why, is that a closer relationship? Is a relationship between the dog and the owner is a tighter relationship? I don't know about that. Yes, go ahead.
It is. Yeah. Personally, yeah. See, to me, a dog is going to be more protected because they're when they're connected to you, when they really, really love you, and they're there. The instinct would naturally be just like I would have the instinct to want to protect Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
The dog that goes behind someone may be one that's mothered a little bit too much, and it can't really be a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there is the training that's involved. I like when Charlie is on watch. I give him a job, which is to take care of me and to watch.
Yes.
I make certain that he can look out the window when he's over at Dale's house. Dale can tell you he's out looking out the window, and oh yeah, he says, "Don't mess with Charlie. He's nailed me before." Yeah. But you know, these are the things that we know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the dog connection is all about making certain that people understand what their dog is saying.
Yes.
I understand what he's saying to me, and I pay really close attention to what he's trying to get across.
Yes.
If he looks at me and I say, "What?" he'll let me know. I either want to go out, I want a cookie. Dale's dog, you say to his dog, Gunner, biscuit, just the word biscuit. And he'll start carrying on a big storm and he will keep howling until you give him a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's paying attention to the dog. So once that connection is there,
Yeah.
then the dog is going to feel that they have to take care of you because that's their job. So
Yes.
I would say training your dog to love you is not an option. It just is an instinct.
Yes, I agree with you entirely. And
Okay.
what I observe in the Narnia training is, as the training progresses, the communication between the owner and the dog is getting tighter and tighter. And as you see a little bit later in the video, they develop a point where eye contact is required between the owner and the dog in order a must, yes. And creating that tight relationship I suspect, will probably increase the chance of having your dog to defend you or protect you. if there's that solid bond between you and the dog.
That's right. That's right. And you're absolutely right. You know, when we talk about that training is important, this is an instinctive training, but because of the fact that, like, the one of the good parts of what you're doing right now, Gaetan, is you're showing how that connection is being formed between the dog and the owner, but there's a trust.
Yeah.
And then there's the bond that gets developed, and before you know it, that dog is totally focused only on the owner, which is the way it should be. And once that instinct is there on the dog's part, the dog wants to please. So it's important that a dog is disciplined.
Yeah.
And not just lovey-dovey all the time. They need to be disciplined. They need to know that the owner is the alpha dog. If your dog is the alpha in your family, you'll be walked over. They'll do whatever they want.
They will make you walk on your own paw.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay. So
that's yes.
Yeah.
So that's lead to our training program. And I will play the video and I'll come back and we'll have a chit chat about it before closing the show.
Okay.
If it's okay with you.
That sounds good to me.
Let's see. Good. I'm sharing a screen, I guess. No, what I'm doing.
Yeah, the God of technology needs to be with you to do this.
Yeah. Please, God, help me. Here we are.
And when you're looking at this, folks, look at it from the viewpoint of seeing, if you watched week 1 and then week 2, and now you're looking at week 3, you'll see the connection is coming closer and closer and closer to everyone. And the dogs are becoming calmer because they're now feeling, well, you know what, I'm being told what to do, and they're being given a job, which is great. But wait, what did Dale say before we go? He says, last night Gunnar was looking at my water bottle and barked.
Here we are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see? Last night Gunnar was looking at my water bottle and barked. His water dish was empty. Yeah, Charlie does the same thing. Yeah. They do let you know. Dale and I are very well-trained dog owners.
I thought you were saying you were very well trained by your dog.
I am very well trained.
By your dog.
For my dog, absolutely. Yes, I'm a dog trained person.
Very good. Okay, so let's see this video.
Okay.
No rush, no pressure. That's always interesting conversation between you and I.
Yes, I love it.
And this video is week 3. And let me share this with you right now. Come on. Go here.
So this week we're going to expand off to a treat on the floor. So we're going to do exercise. You're going to show your dog a treat. You're going to put it on the floor, cover it up with your hand. You are going to tell them off just once. How many times are you going to tell them off? Once. They're trying to figure out, how do they get that goodie that's under your hand? As soon as their nose backs away from this treat, good dog, take it. They get a treat from your other hand. So she's going to show them a treat. There's our off. Oh, he backed away real fast. Good. Oh, he is making it look easy. Good boy. All right, give him back. Try somebody else. So we are going to start making off a little bit harder. We talked a little bit about this last week. So this week we're going to practice, see if we can get some eye contact. So we are going to go back to off of a treat in your hand. When they back away, good dog, Good dog. What a good dog you are. You're being such a good dog. You are going to continue to praise until they offer you eye contact. So off means back away from the goodie. We've got that part down. Now it's going to be back away and look up to me. Give me some eye contact. You guys ready? All right, let's try. Off, when they back away, praise. Reward when they look up to you.
You look at me. So now I want treat in front of the other behind. Okay. Okay, got it. On. Praise. Did it look up? Yeah. Off.
So they're doing really well with all of the treat in your hand with eye contact. Now, guess where we're going to move it? To the floor. So off of the treat on the floor, when they back away, good dog. And now they only get that food reward when they give you that eye contact.
I sound like that. I don't know how to get it. Off treat. Off. Take it. And I'm going to lure them away with a different treat. Off. Off. Continue. Off. I've actually done it out with him where I've let him see it and everything, so I know he can do it. And he's just like, off. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Come here. Off. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Sit here. Good boy, good boy. As soon as he looks at me, okay. If he's really okay, okay. He's like, off. I know. That's what we move. Off. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. Awesome. Good girl. Good girl.
Nice job. So now you're going to want to go home and use off for everything. And you may, just do not expect it to work. Okay? They don't know off of the mulch. They don't know off of the sock or the dryer sheet or the kitchen counter or the 3-year-old down the street. They haven't had any practice in those circumstances yet. So their off skills are really limited to a treat in your hand and a treat on the floor. We are going to work on coming when called. Whose dog comes when you call him? Sometimes. Yep. All right. And that's pretty typical. I want you to think of come from your dog's perspective, because often come means the end of fun. And who wants the end of fun? Think of it, all right? Rover, come, you're going into the crate, I have to go to work. Rover, come, you're not supposed to eat that, I'm taking this away. Rover, come in from the backyard, the party is over, there's no more landscaping to be done, okay? So if come means the end of fun, who wants to come when you call them? We start first with getting their attention. If you say their name and you can't get them to turn and look at you, don't bother saying the word, because if they're not gonna turn and look, they're probably not gonna come when you call them. Okay, so we go back to that name means look at me exercise from week 1. Rover, if they turn and look, good dog, come. If they don't, boop, 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 Rover. If they still don't look, you're gonna reach out and touch them, get their attention. Hey, remember me. Now that they're looking, good dog, come. Take a couple steps back. Get excited. You backing up tells your dog to go this way. So it's Rover, good dog, come. Yay, what a good puppy, nice job. You're gonna bring them in right here, nice and close. You're gonna grab the collar. Once you've got the collar, you give them the treat. After they eat the treat, you give your release word and let go. What is Louie's release word? Done? Okay, so Amanda's gonna take the leash and she's gonna give him enough leash to get distracted, but not enough to go visiting his neighbors. I might need to distract him a little bit. Hey, doggy. There you go. She says his name. He didn't look right away, that's okay. She added a little noise. When he turned and looked, good boy, come. She took those couple steps back, brought him in nice and close, grabbed the collar, he ate the treat, done, and let go. Let's do one more, please. Don't give him back quite yet. He's like, oh, that was exciting. Oh. Hey, doggy. Louie. Look at that. He comes in nice and close. She grabs the collar. He gets the treats. All done, and let go. Now, the reason we do that collar grab is to prevent the flyby. Have you guys seen the flyby? Have you had it? Okay. Here I come and there I go. So part of come is come and I'm going to hang on to you. Okay. That's why we want to do that collar grab. You hang on to the collar for the duration it takes them to eat that treat. So give it a couple seconds. Let them finish chewing and then release word and let go. If your dog ignores you, what do you do? So, Amanda, I'm going to be Amanda's dog. She says my name, and I'm going to ignore her. She's going to add a little noise. Nope, not going to happen. So now she's got to really work to get my attention. So she's going to walk up the leash, hand over hand. Say, hey, remember me? She's going to reach out. Oh, yes. And now she's going to call me, okay? So if they don't turn and look, you are not fishing tonight. There's no doggy fishing. As tempting as it is to reel them in, I do not want you to do so, okay? Because most of their life, you don't need come when they're on leash. You need it when they're off leash, right? I want you to realize that come is not an option. If you call your dog to you and they blow you off, you have to go get them. Because if you don't follow through, they will learn very quickly. It's optional, okay? So if you're not prepared to follow through and go get them, don't say it. They will learn really quickly to ignore it. Coming in means all the fun is over. So sometimes we recommend actually teaching a different word that means from the backyard, come into the house. So my first 2 dogs, the word was inside. I would open the door, I would yell their names and say inside. That meant whatever you're doing, come into the house. You teach it just like you do with come, except you bring them in the house, you hand them a cookie, and you open the door and send them right back out. And they're gonna go, what is this craziness? I come into the house, I get a cookie, and then I get to go back to chasing the bunnies that I was chasing before. This is pretty awesome. We are going to talk about walking. Walking is one of the hardest things to teach your dog to do. It is not natural for them to be tethered to a human with a piece of nylon or leather. There's nothing instinctual about that for them, okay? So it takes a lot of patience and a lot of practice to teach a dog to walk nicely on leash. I want you to think about what side you want your dog to walk on. Do you want them on your right side or do you want them on your left side? If you're going to do a lot of trail walking or hiking, I'd have them walk on the right. That way there's always you in between whoever's coming toward you, okay? In between your dog and that person. If you're going to do competition obedience or show your dog, they need to walk on the left. Other than that, it's whatever you guys are comfortable with, okay? But I want you to pick a side and stick with it. I want you to be aware of how you're hanging on to the leash. We have a habit often, especially with our big dogs, to do one of these, okay, and wrap it. I do not want you wrapping the leash. If your dog catches you off guard, takes you down, you can really get hurt. There's been many cases across the country of people with dislocated shoulders, damaged elbows, broken wrist, hand, fingers. The number 1 rule with walking, if they pull, you stop. You get their attention, you bring them back to your side, and then you start walking again. So we teach what's called a swing. So my pretend dog walks on the right, so my leash is in my left hand. My pretend dog has pulled and is now in front of me. So I need to get them from here back to here. So I'm gonna pull out a treat. Get my dog's attention, I'm gonna show them the treat, and I'm gonna have their nose facing me. I'm gonna take a step back with my right foot. I'm gonna swing them out and turn them toward me and step forward. So I'm luring them around with a treat and I'm making the motion of like a fish hook J, okay? They're doing all the work, we're in the same spot. So we're gonna show you what it looks like. I think Hans needs a job. All right, so Hans is gonna walk on the right. So leash in the left hand, treat in the right. We are gonna start with him in front. Treat at the nose, here's our swing. She steps back with her right foot. Dun, 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 steps forward, there he is. When he's next to her, that's when that hand stops moving. We'll do another one. We're gonna start with him in front. So she's facing him. Steps back with the right foot, swings him out. He's in slow motion, there we go. Turns him toward her. That's where that hand stops and he gets the goodie. Okay, look at how nice and close he is. That's where we want him. What do you guys think? I want you to have that leash, hand through the handle. It's accordioned up. They get enough leash. When they're next to you, it should be nice and loose. If they pull, you stop, okay? Start with them in front and try that swing. Let's give it a try. So what we just worked on is called a swing. That's what it's going to be labeled on your homework. So when you see that, that's getting your dog from in front to the side that you want them to walk on. This week, I want you to get really comfortable with that motion. Next week, we're going to put it all together and we're going to do some more walking. But this week, leash in one hand, treat in the other, being able to get them from in front of you to that side. Have a fantastic evening. Drive safe, and we will see you guys next Thursday. Nice job, you guys.
Hey, we're back.
Oh my goodness, that was fabulous. That was absolutely fantastic. You did such a great job. Yeah. Oh, here he is, Ron. He was all of a sudden he heard the word off, and he wanted to be on the show. He thought his name was being called. Oh, you know, I look at all those dogs. What? Yeah. He said to say that he liked the German Shepherd, that the German Shepherd has grown so much. My goodness, I looked at those paws, and from week 1 to week 3, and the Chihuahua is still the same size. Little scared though.
Oh,
huh?
Chihuahua gained about a half an inch.
Really? Yeah.
But
yeah. All those dogs have just grown so much, and I see they're a lot calmer too. The boxer seemed to really enjoy what he was doing. He was attentive,
And they're getting older, and they are. I just want to make a note here. These videos are a short duration compared to 1 hour class, so you don't see everything going on in the class, but it gives you an idea of what the training will provide you if you seek a recommended, certified facility where they do the training in the proper manner. And check for the reference, because there's some place John Doe created his own theory about dog training, and you might have John Doe result instead of what you're expecting.
Right.
So my recommendation from day one is to have proper training for the dog. It would be better for you and for the dog and for the family and for the neighbor and for everybody.
Right.
And these shows do not replace the training, but is there to give you a sense of what the training is and what to expect. And once again, I want to thank you, Narnia Pet Behavior and Training, and Sarah, which is the instructor, for the past 2 weeks. On the week 1, she was sick. She could not make it. But Sarah is the one who made this thing possible for me and us.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Sarah. She watched the show, and she gave me very positive feedback last week. And we'll keep doing the good work there.
Yeah, excellent. The quality of the video, by the way, very, very good.
Yeah, I resolved the issue with the sound. And I don't want to make advertisement, but I'm using an iPhone 11 Pro, and the quality is so, and it's filmed on 4K.
Yeah.
And the quality is so good, it's beside me. I could not imagine how the quality came out, and so I'm very thankful be able to do that. And so it's a kind of 2 people show. Geneviève is helping me. I'm doing the filming, as you saw me in the corner of the screen at some point, and the collaboration from Narnia is exceptional. And also the 8 owners of the 8 dogs have all agreed to be on the show and be filmed. So that's why we see them, and we see the evolution of the dog. And maybe after the 6th week, we'll have maybe some clipped a video with the owner and their dogs in the park and the family and things like that. So we'll see what will be possible after the 6th week. Tonight it will be week number 4. It will be shown next week, and after that there will be 2 other weeks of training. But
and again, folks, keep in mind that you want to watch the connection that gets formed on the heart level between the dog and the owner. It's not. although this is a dog training class, it's really an owner training class, and it's really the connection between the two so that you can live happy lives together. It's all about being connected.
I don't want to state the obvious, but did you notice the instruction goes to the owner?
Yes, yeah, right, yeah.
So
yeah.
The owner are trained to train their dog.
Yes.
And have the best relationship. And you were mentioning before in Is Your Dog Will Save You, a relationship between the owner and the dog. At first, the first week was reward for the dog, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
As we progress, you will see on 2 or 3 cases, it's more like, okay, what you want? And the dog look at the owner and say, what's next? And that's a difference in the communication than the first week, which was, oh, goodies, 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 me.
Right.
And then on the 3rd week, they start having the dog interrogate, what do you want me? What do you want from me? And
That's
you look
right.
at the owner. And that's a step which is a milestone, if I use that expression. But I love doing this. I think it's worth to be done. It's worth to be shared. And I will continue to do it for the next today and the next 2 weeks after that. And we'll have like 3 more of these program of or video on the training part of the dog and the owner. And after that, we'll see what we can do. There's more material coming in, but I'll stick with what we have right now.
Okay.
So, Kathy, great show. Great job.
Great show, Gaetan.
Thanks to you.
Thanks to me. Why thanks to me? You did all the work.
No, you bring the first part, and
the
video.
Okay.
That's an important thing.
Yeah. You produced the show so that I didn't have to be, although I did have my head turning sideways. I know that that's an annoying thing, folks. I should tell you that what happens is when you produce the show, you've got all these buttons that you have to go through, and there's a tendency to look sideways, look up, look down, and it's hard not to do that. Eventually, when we're making a lot of money on the show, we'll have a producer, so Gaetan and I won't have to do all the work, right?
Well, we'll need some people to work with us because we're too few to so much work to be done. But we're here every day, every week, and that's a big plus.
Yes.
You see me wiggling like that on the camera is because I don't have a chair. I changed my desk. I have one of these electric desks who go up and down. And I removed the chair from my office. And I started that about 6 weeks ago, and I'm losing weight. Yeah.
Really. I would try it, but I'll tell you what, I couldn't stand that long, that's for sure.
Well, I guarantee you the first day I was at my desk, standing up for about 6 hours. That night, I slept so well.
Really?
You cannot imagine. I was so tired.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
And now I have like a little bit more stamina, and I can stand a little bit longer. Before I was doing like an hour at a time. Now I can do like an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time without taking a break or sitting down. And so that's my way of doing exercise in a small office. And since I'm quite busy with my productions, I enjoy it. So it was a sidebar for those who wonder why I'm moving like this, and Kathy is still like a statue in her chair. And
oh, well, I could move around a lot.
Yeah, not as much as I am. Hi, hello, what am I doing here? Hey, I have fun here.
I don't know why my nose keeps itching so much.
What are you doing in Arizona?
Yeah, I know.
What's the weather today? Like 80 degrees?
No, it's a little cooler today, but it's beautiful. I love it. A little cooler.
I like when she say cooler. She mean like 78.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but that's good. I have a sweater on. It's a little chilly. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. I will not take you to Canada. Okay.
Okay, everyone.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, letting you know coming up on the shows, which I really, really am excited about, is probably the mid to end of February. We're going to have an organization that helps with the dogs that are going to be used in the dog meat factories, going to have an actual person that is in the trenches out there that's doing things that can help and has been helping, along with Lisa Vanderpump from the Real Housewives of, I think, New York, and some of the other groups that are coming together to try and stop this dog meat industry. Not because we don't want to agree with what they're doing. It's the way they do it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's really gory. We don't want to show that stuff, but we are going to show some things that are we're going to let you know that some of it will be graphic, but we know that it's important for you to be part of the solution. Okay, everyone, let's see what we got. Sebastian. Hi, Sebastian. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, had too much weed today. I don't think marijuana is legal in Chicago yet. Oh, no,
yes, it is. It is, but
okay. Yeah.
I'm not a customer.
Oh, okay. All right, everyone.
Thank you. See you soon.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Doing the
IXO. Yes, I'm doing the IXO.
All right.
Goodbye. Next
Bye,
week.
everyone.
See you soon.